Well, welcome back for another episode right here for you, the Empowerment Summit speaker announcement series. And we've got another really cool person for you to meet. Christopher Salem is going to be joining us here momentarily. He's hiding behind the scenes right now, but you'll get to meet him in just a moment. And the reason you're going to meet him is because of empowerment. And empowerment moves in every single moment, in every single second, every single conversation. It's up to you, though, whether or not you follow the proper steps to drive empowerment for people. I created this resource for you, and you can download the Empowerment Self-Assessment to help you navigate empowerment in this world by starting with you and yourself. I have to tell you, it's not easy, but having the Empowerment Self-Assessment will guide you on this path of empowerment. So visit my website today, empoweringdifferences.com, and download the self-assessment for free. You could also be fancy, pull out your little smartphone, and you can literally take a picture of the QR code on the screen, and that would guide you there as well. Then you're going to come into the situation of getting to know other people in this planet, and I call this step 2, knowing others. You're going to meet somebody new today in my network who is an amazing business leader who is going to connect leadership to business for you all. And I have to tell you, this is how you lead yourself to empowerment, by meeting other people in this world. And that's, of course, one of the reasons why we're having an empowerment summit. But you know what? Those differences really matter. And that's why step 3 is to look at all of your differences and develop a strategy for how you're going to empower differences for all 10 of your common human differences that you have. I have to tell you, I studied each one and I learned that you have to develop your strategy. And your strategy for how you drive empowerment is so crucial in this world. Have you ever been pigeonholed for any one of your differences? Has anyone ever looked at you and said, you are that kind of person or you're that person? Then that's exactly why you need to drive empowerment through each difference that you have. And you know what? The last way that you do this is to take empowering action. And I call them empowering actions because you combine each one with empowerment, and then you're able to track the app of empowerment, which is authority, power, connected to people. And if you do that, then that means you can literally communicate how you're driving empowerment versus just using it as a marketing or a buzzword. That's not the way to move about the world. Move about the world with empowerment by knowing the impacts that you make. Hence, leverage your differences to impact change. That's why we have this program. That's why we're here. That's why we're bringing amazing people together for an empowerment summit, just like Christopher Salem, who is here, and I won't hide him anymore. Come on out from the curtain. I'm excited to meet you and have all the followers connect with you. What's going on?
Well, Ashley, it is such a pleasure. I am so looking forward to the summit, and it's going to be here by the time you know it. We're less than 4 weeks away, and this is such a great time for this summit as we head into 2023, and how organizations can really learn so much. And what I love about it is that they get the opportunity to do this either if they want to come to London, or they can sit right where they are and be tuning into all this great content and empowering information that's going to help move their organizations to the next level.
I love it. I'm so thrilled. So I definitely want all of the people watching to get to learn a little bit more about you. So I'm going to hide myself and I'm going to give you the stage, and I'm excited to learn more to myself.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, everybody, I hope everyone's having a great short week here after the Labor Day. And, this is a great time of year. And, about the Empowered Summit, what I'm so excited about is that we get to celebrate all of our differences, but not that we look at the differences. We acknowledge our differences, and how can we come together as one to do bigger and better things? How can we come together to solve problems, to create challenges, and create an environment that we can engage and do things that we've never imagined? My name is Chris Salem again. I'm a business executive coach, business advisor, and a professional keynote speaker working with organizations from small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. And this area of diversity, equity, inclusion is something close to my heart because I've been studying people now for over 24 years. And I started that process by looking at myself because I could say in the first 30 years of my life, I was not in a good place. And it took a number of years to really work on myself so that I can show up to be a better example and be a resource for others to do the same for themselves. And what I've learned about people, no matter what their backstories are or what they've been through, they have so much to give through their experience. And we live in this world now where people can be truly who they are, truly who they choose to be. And we can celebrate that and bring people together in any type of environment to do bigger and better things. And I am so excited to come in to share from a leadership perspective, how we can communicate at a higher level and how we can build interdependent work environments or interdependent communities, interdependent family structures, what it means to you, and how we can really make a difference in showing up. And I'm just so excited to be part of this here. And this is just some information that about a little bit about what I do in terms of bringing sustainable solutions and helping to provide sustainable results for people in business. Now, when people think about sustainability, it's thinking like, wow, nothing can go wrong. That is completely the opposite. I'm all about bracing challenges, embracing mistakes, and learning and growing from that. We do not grow as people or as businesses if we don't have challenges. And these are the things that what I love about this summit, you're going to get to hear about so many different insights and experiences from the speakers that will be on stage sharing their information. And I highly encourage you, if you are an HR professional, a business owner, if you're a CEO, or you're managing a line of business with people, this is an event that you would have to tap into because it's going to offer so much insight on some of the things that can help you to really communicate at a higher level, to understand people from a different perspective, and be able to put your differences behind to look at what is most important for your organization, what's most important in your industry, what's most important to the people that you serve. And I am committed here as a leadership and communication expert in the area of business to really be able to be part of this group, sharing knowledge, sharing insight that was going to help you wherever you are to become better and be that better example and better resource in what you do in your business. Thank you, Ashley, for this opportunity.
Well, thanks for having me and joining me. I mean, we did it, we're doing this together, obviously, and I'm just excited. It seems so close. Like we're almost there.
We're almost there. It's like I said, it goes so quick. After Labor Day, it'll be Christmas. But here, I mean, we're only like 3.5 weeks away from this milestone event that I feel is just going to add so much value. And what a great place to be, London. I mean,
Yeah.
now that we're out of this COVID, even though we're still dealing with it on some level, that we can all kind of get together in the same place and still give people the benefit of wherever they are in the world that they can tap into this event and be able to be a part of something great and helping to move things forward in 2023 going beyond.
Yeah. So, it's funny. I've been, doing a lot of marketing and promotion, and I don't know. I feel like that the phone is ringing for some reason. So hold on. Let me see if I can catch the phone.
About to ring, and it's going to be empowerment calling for you. So come and join me at the Empowerment Summit in London, October 4th and 5th. You need to sign up today.
So you heard it.
Again, you don't find phones like that here in the United States. They're classic.
It's time to sign up. So how do you sign up? I don't know. Let's figure that out. You can join world-class speakers all in one fell swoop by signing up today to join us in person. So if you are in London or anywhere there that a train could bring you there, definitely we want to see you. And I have to tell you, there is lots of benefits to attend. It's hard to see them because there's a big long list. Okay, But it starts with, if you're attending in person, we're going to feed you breakfast and we're going to feed you lunch, because food sometimes fuels your empowerment. And then you're going to get the 6 hours of content programming that we're putting together for the summit. You're also going to get access to my online leadership and empowerment curriculum, which includes 40 hours of learned content where you can submit those 40 hours for professional development credits along with the 6 from attending the summit. That would be 46 hours of programming combined and all included in your tickets. Plus, I'll be providing you with an empowerment kit upon arrival, which includes both my books, my Empowering Differences book, and then the workbook that goes with that. Because, we have to put in the work sometimes to drive more empowerment. So obviously, we're going to have some activities as well. If you're attending the summit, there's going to be a reception on the 4th, and then there's going to be a fun activity that we do together on the 5th. Those are going to be all parts of the summit. And the summit, it has an all-inclusive attendee price of £199. So please go ahead and visit the website and get your ticket, because there are only 18 tickets left in person. Now's the time to go ahead and do that, because they will sell out. I'm not kidding. So please definitely do that. Get your tickets and visit your Eventbrite, the Eventbrite link in the UK, and that will guide you right to the tickets. I've also took the liberty of placing that link in the chat. So if you're watching in the chat, you should hopefully see that. And that will guide you to the pathway to get tickets to attend in London. If you're going to be there, we want you there. If you are not able to be there in person, then you know what? I've got even a better deal for you all. And you can go right on my website at empoweringdifferences.com and you can get your virtual tickets to attend. The virtual tickets include all of the summit programming virtually. Plus, I will send you in the mail an empowerment kit that you will get, which will guide you towards this empowerment path, and including all the information for the summit. So go ahead and do that. You can go right on my website at empoweringdifferences.com and you can actually enroll. And what's really cool about that is that once you do that, you will actually also get immediate access to my empowerment curriculum virtually. And you can use the coupon code on the screen that says Summit, and you will save $50 off your virtual ticket. So go ahead and do that as well. And, there's a lot happening in this world. To get your empowerment, you have to get it somewhere. And sometimes you need to come outside your normal day-to-day activities and events to put yourself in this space to gain more empowerment. So that's a lot of information. I'm excited to see you all there, but I want to talk here to my pal Chris and figure out what we're going to be talking about. I mean, I know that you're going to be presenting, I'm going to be presenting.
Yes.
But let's talk a little bit about the summit. So what are you most looking forward to is my first question.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what I always love, Ashley, is, with leaders is experience. When people can speak from experience, personal experience, work experience. And I always find that when we can share from experience using stories that are compelling, that you can relate and understand, in this case, the audience, whether if they're in person, which we encourage you to be there in person to be part of that full experience. But again, you could also join virtually, is that we get so much out of that. The audience is able to absorb something that maybe they're currently dealing with at this time, whether if it's on a personal level, on their team, or in the workplace, whatever that may be. And I just find that people have those aha moments in an environment like that when we're sharing from the heart. I know for me, this isn't anything scripted. This is just sharing from my experience, sharing from the heart, what I know and what I've seen. And when you get a group of people, the people you've assembled to be here to do that, it's going to touch and relate to different people that are going to be present there and also virtually. And that's what makes a difference, I believe, in the types of events that you're putting on here with Empowerment Summit.
Thanks. I know you speak and attend a lot of conferences and events, as do I, um, and getting back to being in person, right? Can you tell me maybe like what was the most exciting thing that you've gotten to do since you know since we've been coming back in person? Because what event was there? Was there something that happened at an event that you were like, oh my goodness, this was so cool to be back here?
Well, what I love about in-person events is that the fact is I can look somebody straight in the eye and shake their hand. Or in a case you could give a hug as well. And if people are okay with that, I know with COVID, there's the people that certain events still have the green means that you're open for hugs and handshakes. Yellow means with caution, or red, hey, 6 feet away type of thing. But either way, you respect people's boundaries. But what I love about events is that when after you when you've like got off the stage and you shared some information, you empowered people with something that can help them to help themselves or their business, whatever that may be. When somebody comes up to you and says that something really hit home for me, and they start talking about it, they make themselves vulnerable, they make themselves transparent. And for me, vulnerability and transparency is a strength, because for the first 30 years of my life, I've been led to believe, because of my upbringing, that that was not the case. It was a weakness, and I wondered why I was so miserable and frustrated in those first 30 years of my life. So when people can be vulnerable and transparent, that to me is a sign of not only the beginnings of strength for them, but now they acknowledge where are the areas that they have to improve upon, where they have to start making changes. And that for me is empowering. Not only that you delivered something empowering, but it's now empowering to say you, the presenter or the facilitator, and how can I step up to even be better for the next go around when I'm at an in-person event. I always find in-person events it's electric. It just brings people together and touches people on all different types of levels.
Yeah. So transparent, and then what was the other part?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. So it's interesting, when you think about those two constructs, right? And you're 100% right. It's the two; those are also the two parts of empowerment, right? There's the authority, which is your vulnerability. It's you person. It's how you move, how you feel about all of this. It's like putting yourself out there and building that boss-like mentality. And then the power part of empowerment is that trend. It's the accountability. It's the transparency. It's all those things that lead to the actual number. This is really cool. I do a lot of events too. I think my coolest one though was I got to actually meet Irvin Matching Johnson recently, which was kind of cool. So I know we have a bunch of people watching, hundreds of people watching from all across LinkedIn. Lots of LinkedIn channels happening at the same time, which is really cool. I love this technology. If you're watching, go ahead and leave us a chat. If you want to ask a question for Chris, or I will be glad to answer. You can leave a chat. We do have a few people like this. We have a LinkedIn user who's like, I'm so excited, and then we had another. We have another one that was saying hello. There you go. So it's kind of cool. I can bring you in. We can be fancy. But this makes me think about a couple of other things too. I was just talking about empowerment, right? Being authority and power connected to people. What does empowerment actually mean to you? And I know this is a deep question, but
Yeah.
you were like setting the stage for that when you were talking a moment ago.
Well, empowerment to me is something that you have to be open to new ideas and open to change, because it's sometimes a natural thing for people to resist change, to resist things that are going to be something not familiar to them or that don't feel comfortable. So empowerment to me is the ability to know that I can make a choice from something that maybe I heard, whether if I heard it from someone else, or maybe now I'm hearing something from within me that I've been ignoring or suppressing, but now know that it has to be addressed. So it's the ability to know that you have the power to make a choice, and whether if you're not going to if you're going to do it right or wrong, it doesn't matter, that you're making that effort to make that change, to do something that can be better for you so that you can be a further example and a resource for others to do the same.
Hmm. Yeah, it's and it can also be really emotional too.
Oh yeah.
And that, I don't know, for me, it's really interesting. If you don't connect it to people, right? That's the thing that I just love about this. It's like that's literally why we're doing an empowerment summit, is to give that opportunity to build that connection for us as humans. And while we're doing it in person, right? We're literally doing that because we have to go a little further, right? We have to force ourselves out of this comfort zone. What do you do to force yourself out of your comfort zone?
That's a great question. And that's something daily. So, I mean, I have a daily routine that I do each and every morning. I've been doing this for over 24 years after I got out of 12 years of addiction and, this thinking I lived my life from this fight or flight state for so many years. But what I do every morning when I wake up is I know that I have to get my mind into the present moment. In order to have clarity, so that fear is reduced in the present moment. So the first thing I do when I wake up, other than when I go to the bathroom first, but is I make my bed. Now, when I make my bed, I'm only making my part of the bed. I mean, I'm not covering my wife. There's sometimes I've done that accidentally, but she sleeps right through it. But I'm not making my bed because I'm like, I got to keep everything organized and neat. It's because it sets my mind to accomplish one small task, meaning I can focus on one small task that will lead to another, and then eventually bigger task. I meditate for 20 minutes and then I journal, meaning that I write down whatever comes to mind. There's no intention. I'm just writing whatever comes from my subconscious into my conscious mindset following that meditation. Then I'll work out. Now, I'm not working out 7 days a week, but I do resistance training 4 days a week. I do cardio 3 days a week, and I do planks every day. So I am exercising on some level every day. I come back, I take a cold shower because a cold shower really kind of just really, peps you up. It kind of, it has all your senses that are all in alignment to kind of be aware of your surroundings. I then eat a healthy breakfast, and then I read a chapter or two out of a book, so I get some, some more clarity on something that I'm, working on for myself or a client or a company that I'm working with, and so on. And then I review my daily goals. Now, that routine that I do 7 days a week, 365 days a year, helps me to look at challenges, setbacks, and obstacles in a completely different way. I'm not reacting, I'm responding. And even though it can be fearful, because I'm more in the moment, the fear is reduced. I do it. I detach from the expectation to the outcome, trust the process, and focus only on what I can control each and every day. And that's my communication to myself and others, my behavior, my attitude. It's happening for me, not to me. That's the victim, the excuses. The emotions. No, even though emotions are real, you could feel angry, frustrated, shame, guilt, to something that triggers that, but knowing that I have the power through my secondary emotions to choose something from that I can respond versus react in a positive way, and then my actions. So by focusing on those 5 things that I can control each and every day and letting go of those same 5 things in other people, including expectations, things are a lot easier to navigate through challenges. And that's, to me, empowerment, practicing empowerment on a daily basis.
I love it. It's interesting. Like we've almost keep given an additional benefit, right, from attending this summit. You're also obviously going to get this mindfulness practice, right? And and it's so important in how we set ourselves up, right? And it all the reason that we have to do this, right, is because we put so many blocks in this world. On our own stuff. It's like, and then if you start tagging in and thinking about our differences, this is why my program is about empowering your differences. Now, then we start adding other barriers and layers to why we can't accomplish what we want to accomplish in the day. So I love this. I'm a big fan of this. I frame the way that I move about the world every single moment of every day, because it's important, or for you to be able to actually carpe diem, right? Seize the day. So Yeah, one of our followers that was talking about the commented that the daily mindfulness is so powerful. Someone on
Yeah,
Facebook.
so true.
Yeah. So I know that we only have a few minutes left, but can you talk a little bit, just for a couple more minutes, a little bit about what you actually do for companies in your
Yeah.
business?
So what I do for companies, Ashley, is that I'm able to come in there to determine where there are challenges or setbacks that are holding them back from getting to the next level. Usually, where the problems lie first is with people. There's six cylinders of business, I like to call it, that make up the engine of your business. That is people, that is your financials, your technology, your systems and processes, your sales and marketing, and your sales enablement. Sales enablement, what powers between sales and marketing. When those are out of alignment, your business is kind of just stagnant, or it's just kind of going through the motions. So the whole idea is I come in and I can come in and help a company get alignment with those six cylinders of business to make their engine more efficient. But where my priority is and where my expertise lies most is in the people side. And that could be where there's a lack of leadership, there's a disengagement of people, low retention, there could be toxicity. And a lot of times there's poor communication as well. So I come in and I start with the foundation, which is the people. We look at how are people thinking in a different way, and are they thinking in a way that even through their differences and their different backgrounds, how can they now do what's best for their team, the organization, for their industry, for their clients? How can they think in a different way to be present from mental toughness, that when they can think from mental toughness to be in the present moment, they can be that to become that. And when they become that, then they're able to do and have different results. So many of us in business are so caught up in the results that we're looking for the silver bullet and how we can do things better and have better results. Systems and processes are wonderful, but if you don't have a foundation, then those systems and processes are not going to be able to do what you think they're going to be able to do. It's the people who are driving those systems and processes. We have to focus on that first. So we look at building the foundation and how we think differently. We look at how we connect on shared values. People underestimate that, core values. They might list it in their company website that we operate from these values, but are you truly operating from those values? I've come into a lot of organizations and that's not the case. Those values don't mean that everybody has to have those values verbatim, but you have to be able to relate on a shared value or values. Because when you can connect on values, no matter what our differences are, or our backgrounds, or where we came from, doesn't matter. We're able to connect on those values and be able to communicate in a higher level. And when we can communicate in a more assertive, interdependent, in a way that we can complement each other versus depend upon each other in a codependent way, we're able to now connect on that to build better rapport. And when we build better rapport, determine what's most important to each person in that process, what's important to our clients, we're able to engage at a higher level. And that to me brings people together. We perform better. Our KPIs reflect that in terms of tracking and measuring that. And then we begin to lead by example. We're not managing people. We're only managing processes and systems. We're leading by example and being a resource for others. So I know we only got a minute, so I wanted to make sure that you take it from here.
Yeah, no. This is great. I appreciate it because, right, it all comes back to the people, right? So if you are a person and you're watching, this is your people opportunity to come and join us, whether that be in person or virtually. We would love to see you. We'll have a Zoom room, so we're gonna see if you want to turn your camera on. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, no one's gonna do that to you. But yeah, no, I'm so excited to do this. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on this Empowerment Summit speaker announcement. Really excited for everyone to connect with you and follow you and get to visit your website as well. So I hope you all saw that in the chat and on the screen. But definitely get your tickets today because, like I said, there are only a few left in person, and then obviously we can accommodate more people virtually. But thank you so much, Chris. It's been an honor chatting with you.
Thank you, Ashley, for doing this and having this live stream today.
Yep.